Vas-y. President Sauli Niinistö, Director General Irina Bokova, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official award ceremony of the UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize 2016.
The prize was created in honor of Guillermo Cano, a Colombian journalist who was assassinated in front of the offices of his newspaper El Espectador in Bogotá 30 years ago exactly this year. The prize is funded by the Cano Foundation in Colombia and the Helsingin Sanomat Foundation here in Finland.
But first, music, the performance Three Spring Aquarels by Mr. Teppo Salakka and Ms. Viktoria Sergeyenko.
Viktoria Sergeyenko is a professional musician living here in Helsinki. She has been the laureate of several national competitions and is a member of the Professional Composers Association of Russia and Finland.
And Teppo Salakka is a renowned Finnish freelance multi-instrumentalist, conductor of choirs and ensembles, and a composer.
Thank you, Teppo Salakka and Victoria Sergenko. And now it's our pleasure to welcome the President of Finland, Sauli Niinistö, who is the patron of World Press Freedom Day 2016.
Sauli Niinistö, the 12th President of the Republic of Finland, was inaugurated in 2012. Welcome.
Madam Director General, representatives of the laureate, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the World Press Freedom Day in Helsinki and to this award ceremony. Today we are here to celebrate the human right to freedom of expression, including press freedom, which lies at the heart of democratic societies. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This has been clearly and repeatedly stated, first in 1948 in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and after that in other international and regional human rights conventions. These are agreements which most countries have signed and ratified. Despite this, we are today witnessing a worrying decline in global press freedoms. Every year, hundreds of journalists are threatened, imprisoned, or even killed. Our thoughts are with them. Of course, freedom of expression, like all freedoms, goes hand in hand with responsibility. It goes hand in hand with honesty and truth. Freedom of speech should never be abused, nor hate speech tolerated. Freedom of expression and press freedom are part and parcel of implementing the UN's 2030 development agenda. Without these freedoms, the promotion of peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, access to justice, accountable and inclusive institutions at all levels will not be possible. To help meet these goals, Finland will focus on the rights of women and the most vulnerable population groups. Too often they remain unheard, despite the opportunities provided by new technologies. We will also stress the link between high-quality education and freedom of expression, as education promotes media literacy and offers capabilities for civic participation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a special privilege to host this event in Finland, since we are celebrating the 250th anniversary of the world's first Freedom and Press Act, passed by the Swedish Parliament, covering modern-day Finland and Sweden. Hosting this event is also an important pillar for Finland's 100th independence anniversary next year. Access to information and fundamental freedoms, your right, this year's theme, should be a central tenet of all democracies, as it is ours. I'm extremely proud that the Finnish media has for several years been rated #1 in press freedom rankings. This is, in our understanding, thanks to high level of access to official records, the importance of source protection, and an effort to provide fast internet connections to all. It is also important to continue safeguarding good operating conditions for media. the better the public access to information, the better the climate for respecting fundamental rights. A key priority must be the protection of journalists. We want to see all journalists, both online and offline, have a possibility to work without a risk of being persecuted and without having to be afraid of their and their families' safety. The annual World Press Freedom Prize honors a person, organization, or institution that has made an outstanding contribution to the defense and or promotion of press freedom anywhere in the world, and especially when this has been achieved in the face of danger. The prize this year is awarded to Ms. Khadija Ismayilova, freelance journalist and contributor to the Azerbaijani service of Radio Free Europe. I deeply regret that Ms. Ismayilova is not with us today, but imprisoned. Through her mother, Madame Ismayilova, and sister representing her today, I therefore convey my most sincere greetings. I hope that our event here in Helsinki will be a turning point. I hope that it will bring about a more positive global development for our right to freedom of expression and press freedom. Thank you.
As you heard, notes on press freedom and the prize winner of this year as well, and greetings there. Thank you, Mr. President.
And now let's welcome to the stage the Director General of UNESCO, Irina Bokova.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I wish to thank first and foremost His Excellency President Sauli Niinistö for Finland's outstanding leadership in defending freedom of expression and freedom of information. And of course, to thank once again the government of Finland for its partnership with UNESCO in promoting fundamental freedoms across the world. My gratitude goes also to Helsingin Sanomat Foundation, equally for its support to UNESCO and the World Press Freedom Day Prize. Allow me equally to distinguish the presence of Ms. Anna Maria Busquets de Cano, who is with us today and who has been supporting this important event. I would say that your presence, Mrs. Cano, reminds us of the stakes we are fighting for. 30 years ago, on 17 December 1986, Guillermo Cano was killed in front of the offices of El Espectador, the newspaper he edited in Bogotá, Colombia. Guillermo Cano was killed because of his campaign against drug violence. He was killed also because of his commitment to freedom of expression. And we are here today to pay tribute to his legacy. We are here also to defend the rights of every journalist and media worker. We are here to stand up for the fundamental freedoms we all cherish. These freedoms face deep challenges today, and I think the discussions that were held this afternoon paid testimony to this. Weak pluralism, censorship, restrictions, and barriers. But no challenge is more tragic than a violence. The figures are staggering. On average, one journalist is killed every 5 days, while less than 6% of killings have been resolved. Many more journalists suffer intimidation and harassment. Sexual violence is increasing, especially for women journalists. This simply cannot be allowed to go on. As Director General of UNESCO, I stand up every time a media worker is killed and call for justice. And I appeal again to member states for their deep engagement in ending impunity. That is why the United Nations Plan of Action on the Safety of Journalists and the issue of impunity is so vital. UNESCO is acting on the ground through training and campaigns in Iraq, Nepal, Pakistan, South Sudan, Brazil, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Liberia, Nigeria, Jordan, and Somalia. We are building capacity in investigative journalism, on elections reporting, for youth media engagement, in Libya, for instance, in Lebanon and Jordan, to benefit displaced Syrian young people. And I thank Finland once again for its support, along with Sweden, as well as Japan and the European Union. UNESCO is leading the fight against impunity, spearheading the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists on 2nd November every year across the world. Only together, I believe, we can stop the violence. This is why UNESCO works so closely with judiciaries, with security and law enforcement agencies in Paraguay, Uruguay, and Chile, in Tunisia, in Côte d'Ivoire. This work is essential for human rights and for dignity. But it is vital for the success of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This, I believe, is the message at the heart of the world's first freedom of information law that saw light 250 years ago, covering modern-day Sweden and Finland, drafted with the help of Anders Chydenius. The same message stands at the heart of the 1991 Windhoek Declaration, and it has never been so important. Defending fundamental freedoms calls for determination, it calls for fearless advocates, and I thank Ms. Liliana Dzurovac, chair of the independent jury, and all its members for their support and commitment. Created by the UNESCO Executive Board in 1997, the UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize is designed to honor a person, organization, or institution that has made an outstanding contribution to the defense and or promotion of press freedom anywhere in the world, and especially when this has been achieved in the face of danger. Ms. Khadija Ismayilova is a freelance journalist and contributor to Radio Free Europe in her home country of Azerbaijan. She has always shown tremendous bravery in her work. She has always fearlessly gone the extra mile to cover a story. She is deeply committed to press freedoms as essential to the exercise of freedom of expression and freedom of information. No matter how difficult the circumstances, Ms. Khadija Ismayilova has never wavered from her commitment to human rights and fundamental freedoms. This is why the 2016 UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize is awarded to Ms. Khadija Ismayilova upon recommendation of the international jury. Unfortunately, she cannot be with us in person tonight, but we are honored to welcome her mother on her behalf. We stand with her, just as we stand for the rights of every journalist and media worker across the world. In this respect, I am pleased to see also Mr. Mazen Darwish, President of the Syrian Center for Media and Freedom of Expression, laureate of the 2015 prize, with us tonight. This, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I believe is the legacy of Guillermo Cano. This is the message we send together today. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Director General Irina Bokova. And now we will hear from Ana Maria Busquets de Cano.
And who is the president of the Fundación Guillermo Cano Isasa. Welcome.
Bienvenido.
Your Excellency, Mr. Sauli Niinistö, President of Finland. Ms. Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO. Mr. Kaius Niemi, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Helsinki Sanomat Foundation. Ms. Liliana Surovac, Chair of the Independent Jury of UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize. Elmira Ismayilova, Khadija's mom and family. Ladies and gentlemen. In the photograph that captured her last moments of liberty, Khadija Ismayilova walks with her head high and an arm extending upwards. Perhaps unknowingly, with this image, she gave us a symbol to represent the stories of journalists who are persecuted, whose transparent voices have become uncomfortable for the corrupt and for the criminals. This was a gesture of courage, faith, and persistence. At the same time, it was a message for all of us who practice journalism. The repertoire of those who want to keep journalism silent has been diverse. Economic blockages, restricted access to information, stigmatization, threatening calls and letters, bullets and bombs. Censorship can take various shapes. Against Khadija Ismayilova, it presented itself as manipulation of the judicial system of Azerbaijan, where she has been an outstanding journalist, in spite of being persecuted and held captive. Instead of being here among us, hearing as well all applauding her honor, Khadija Ismayilova serves her 516th day in prison. She has been convicted to 7 years and a half for the following crimes: embezzlement, management of illegal business, tax evasion, and abuse of power. What do these charges have to do with Ismayilova's sensible and committed journalism? Nothing. Currently, censorship hides under such legal terms. Before being sentenced, several colleagues as well as other witnesses told the judge that Khadija Ismayilova did not have the legal authority or power to manage money, hirings, or any operations at the media outlets where she had been employed. Nevertheless, she has been locked up since December 5, 2014. Evidence indicated that her only authority, her only power, lied on the words she published, words that were unwelcome by her country's government. Manipulating legal system is part of the arsenal of those who seeking to silence journalists. Creating false accusations against reporters and persecuting them on their unfounded basis is enough to conceal the truth bureaucracy. Through legal persecution, journalism is silenced without the need of physical aggression. In Azerbaijan and other countries as well, this mechanism of repression has cast a shadow over journalists who are trying to do their work. Journalists whose only weapons are their independence, their accuracy, and the utter certainty that their reports are nothing but the sole instrument for building a more democratic society. We know that confinement and injustice can defeat even the strongest souls. Nevertheless, Khadija Ismayilova remains firm and her convictions intact. These are her words before being jailed. I'm going to have an opportunity to expose abuses in the penitentiary services. I am one of those people who knows how to turn a problem into opportunity, she said. Such faith should motivate us. We must translate such inspiration into solidarity and support towards her and her struggle for freedom. Unfortunately, Khadija Ismayilova's case is not the only one. Prison bars have prevented our awardees from receiving personally the UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize 8 times. 2 other journalists never learned about this recognition. They were murdered. Today, we are once again gathered to celebrate our claim for freedom of expression. We are inspired by the courage and and bravery of journalists who risk their lives and their freedom. They deserve all of our applauses and congratulations. It is for them that we must have faith in the possibility of a world where freedom of expression prevails. These are difficult times for journalists. Murders and threats against journalists are increasing, and the mechanisms that allow for this to happen are becoming more and more sophisticated. Limited access to information, as well as the increasingly complex economic interests behind governments and corporations, pose obstacles for those trying to unveil and speak out for the truth. Thankfully, people like Khadija Ismayilova come to remind us of this ethical path that brings back our dignity and speaks on behalf of the honor of the reporters. Journalism depends on the courage of those who will not fall upon repression. We must find a way to avoid the pressure and find the truth. Furthermore, we should strive for a higher quality journalism, and one that sets distance from the needs of immediacy and instead is oriented towards releasing only verified information. Solidarity and support for our profession must be stronger than ever. For the last 19 years, Guillermo Cano Foundation has witnessed the sacrifice and bravery of the awardees. We hope to be able to keep doing this for the years to come. We are very grateful within the Helsinki Sanomat Foundation for allowing us to be part of this wonderful tribute for those who defend truth and freedom of expression. Our most special rewards to Khadija Ismayilova. Be reassured that you are not alone. Like you, we will not put our arms down, we will not bend our heads down in the fight of freedom of the press. Thank you.
Gracias. Te damos la está aquí.
And Ana Maria Busquets, Decano, muchas gracias. Thank you very much. We're moving free word by free word closer to the actual award, which is a great thing. And on that road, let's welcome on stage Kaius Niemi, Chair of the Board of Trustees at the Helsingin Sanomat Foundation.
So the other part of the prize, so to say. Kaius Niemi has been awarded the title Journalist of the Year in 2002 for his war coverage in Afghanistan, and currently he is also the editor-in-chief of the Helsingin Sanomat newspaper. Kaius, please.
Mr. President, Madam Director General, Mrs. Busquets de Cano, representatives of the laureate, ladies and gentlemen. International conferences, declarations and speeches addressing the freedom of speech and press freedom are extremely important. But their true value, power and capacity are being measured against the concrete actions in the everyday life made by all of us. Hence, it is almost mesmerizing to feel the energy in this conference. This hall, right now, is full of powerful and vocal professionals, people who are devoted to fighting against impunity and ignorance, raising awareness of attacks on the press, promoting journalist safety issues, bringing in the limelight perpetrators and criminals who are trying to silence journalistic voices that are so vital and indispensable to societies all around the world. Personally, and I believe for all of us, it is touching and empowering to have Mr. Mazen Darwish joining us here in Helsinki. Because only 1 year ago, when the last Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize was awarded to this very special Syrian lawyer and free speech advocate, Mr. Darwish was still in jail and had been behind the bars for over 3 years. Now he's with us, continuing his tireless work for human rights and press freedom. I propose to give a big hand to thank Mr. Darwish. There are many others too with us here in Helsinki. For instance, Mr. Abdullah Al-Shami and Mr. Bahir Muhammad from the Al Jazeera network, who finally got out of jail in Egypt after international efforts. And those efforts, they make difference. I want to thank Madam Director General Irina Bokova and the whole UNESCO team for the great efforts in fostering freedom of expression. And on behalf of the Helsingin Sanomat Foundation, I want to congratulate this year's laureate, Mrs. Khadija Ismayilova, through her representatives. I am hoping, and I think it's a realistic hope, that we all here are committed to work hard to free her from jail as soon as possible. To get her and many of her colleagues all around the world joining with us for the next year's UNESCO Press Freedom Conference, as Mr. Darwish and many others are here with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaius, Niemi, and now the time has come finally to award the prize. And we'll ask to the stage Liliana Surovac. She is the chair of the jury of the UNESCO Guillermo Cano Press Freedom Prize Laureate 2016.
And she is an expert on media self-regulation and ethics. Liliana Surovac established a new press council for all print and online media in Bosnia-Herzegovina. She's been the executive director of the press council since 2005. Welcome.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, fellow members of the jury, distinguished guests, today marks the conclusion of a process that started several months ago. For the 20th consecutive time, prominent colleagues from around the world reviewed and voted on nominations that were put forward by the civil society and the member states of UNESCO. I'm honored to be this year's chair of the independent jury and to award the UNESCO Guillermo Cano World Press Freedom Prize 2016 to Ms. Khadija Ismayilova, an Azerbaijani investigative journalist who is currently imprisoned. As mentioned by Madame Bokova, the UNESCO Director General, we honored someone today who has shown tremendous courage for the right of speaking out loud, and letting your voice be heard. Although the prize can only be awarded to a single person or organization, today we do not honor only Ms. Ismayilova, who has stood up for the press freedom and surmounted the incredible challenges to doing so. Today, we honor all brave journalists who fight to keep profession of journalism ethical and professional, and who are not afraid to take personal risks in order to do so. Over past years, our colleagues worldwide have increasingly been targets of attacks, threats, imprisonment, and heavy violence. The media is actively being sought after, with our press cards and accreditations putting a marker on our well-being and even on our lives. The purpose and the reasoning behind this are straightforward. Without a free and independent press, injustice, abuse of power, and violation of human rights can continue non-stop. A society fearing for its own safety can easily be controlled, manipulated, and has no voice to utter its discontent, nor provide alternatives. Both online and offline media face threats while researching the stories. These risks come in different forms, and there are many. Several of them were highlighted during the panel discussions today. Their widespread character makes it impossible for just a single actor to confront. Solidarity and cohesion are crucial in tackling these issues, and today, when we celebrate a World Press Freedom Day, is an excellent opportunity to strengthen the ties between all stakeholders. We, as media professionals, cannot ignore our very important part in this. Our industry pushes us to take risks, to always go further and get to the bottom of things. With the rise of digital technology, we have to particularly ensure that our safety and those of our sources are never compromised. The role of whistleblowers has taken front stage and has had tremendous effects on how journalism is being carried out. Exercising our profession has become a dangerous endeavor, and we should not falter in our resolve because of it. Accurate and quality information is the essence of democracy, informed decision-making, good governance, and development. It guarantees our fundamental freedoms and pushes humanity forward. A day without news is a day without progress, and we must stand united today and every day to ensure that information and the access to it are never at risk. The laureates of this prize were fearless in their commitment, and they deserve, together with all our colleagues worldwide, to be recognized as an example for each and every one of us. It is already mentioned, but we are honored with the presence of the last year's laureate, Mr. Mazen Darwish, from the Syrian Center for Media and Freedom of Expression, who yesterday shared with us his views and visions on radicalizations and extremism with the social media sphere. This year, we honor Ms. Khadija Ismayilova, an investigative journalist and outspoken radio journalist at Radio Free Europe in her home country of Azerbaijan. She has experienced harassment as well as blackmail because of her investigative work. For more than 10 years, Ms. Ismayilova has dedicated her life to uncovering and researching crime and corruption, and she never stepped back from an assignment. Unfortunately, she cannot be with us tonight, as she is currently in prison in her home country in Azerbaijan, sentenced just because she is a journalist who was doing her job. As a chair of the independent jury, I'm grateful to my fellow jury members in awarding the prize to such a courageous, brave, and talented journalist. She follows a long list of 19 other brave media professionals who have made, just like her, personal and, in some cases, the ultimate sacrifice while trying to bring the news to the public. And now, I'm very happy and have a great pleasure to invite Ms. Elmira Ismailova, the courageous mother of Khadija Ismayilova, to receive the prize on behalf of her brave daughter. Thank you.
WPFD. Thank you.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, коллеги, благодаря вас за великодушное любезное согласие принять участие в сегодняшнем вечере по случаю вручения ежегодной премии Гильермо Кано за вклад в дело свободы печати. С вашего разрешения потрачу 1 минуту на то, чтобы почтить память господина Кано. Поскольку данная премия неразрывно связана с именем этого человека. При этом он столь же неразрывно связан с принципами свободы печати. Господин Кано был убит 17 декабря 1986 года у выхода из редакции своей газеты. На протяжении всей своей профессиональной карьеры он не боялся говорить о проблемах, отказывался идти на компромиссы, добивался справедливости. Как лауреат премии 2016 года хочу использовать представленную мне сегодня возможность, чтобы сказать вам несколько слов о борьбе и достоинствах этой личности. Не в качестве повода для воспевания, но в качестве призыва к действию. Его миссия осталась во многом незавершенной. Всем нам, участникам сегодняшнего мероприятия, предстоит сделать еще очень много. Поскольку я поясню, слышали ли вы что-нибудь об Эльмаре Гусейнове? Об этом азербайджанском Гильермо Кано, полагаю, что в этот вечер мы должны вспомнить о том, что сделал этот человек и какую жертву он принес. Эльмар Гусейнов был главным редактором независимого журнала «Монитор», посвященного проблематике прав человека. Единственное в своем роде издание в Азербайджане, миссия которой состояла все то в том, чтобы говорить правду о происходящих в этой стране. Эльмар был застрелен в подъезде своего дома 2 марта 2005 года. Его жена и ребенок находились дома, когда раздались эти выстрелы. По случаю этого убийства не проводилось расследование, не было суда и не было названы виновные. Убийство Эльмара Гусейнова явилось одним из бесчисленных преступлений, совершенных против журналистов и оставшихся безнаказанными в Азербайджане. Воздавая дань памяти Гильермо Кано, мы должны вспомнить об Эльмаре. Их совместное служение правде не должно кануть в туне. Теперь, что касается меня. Как вы знаете, я говорю с вами из моей тюремной камеры по случаю присуждения мне премии, которую я не могу получить. Вы спросите, в чем состоит мое преступление. Расследовательская журналистика, разоблачение коррупции, в которой причастны азербайджанский президент Ильхам Алиев и члены его семьи. Какой приговор вынесли мне? 7,5 лет тюремного заключения в результате судебного процесса, в котором не было представлено ни одной обличающей меня улики и ни одного свидетеля, который бы выступил против меня. Я продолжаю жить, и с тем, чтобы добиваться правосудия, чего уже не сможет сделать мой коллега, господин Кано, и другой друг Эльмар. Однако это очень сложная задача, и я не могу сделать это в одиночку. Поэтому я обращаюсь к вам. Последствия того, что журналист заставляет молчать, несет на себе все человечество. Именно поэтому некоторые люди считают, что убийство журналистов является преступлением против человечества. Вас, собравшихся сегодня на эту церемонию, я прошу оставить хвалы моей борьбе и моему мужеству, а вместо этого посвятить себя тому, что каждый из вас может сделать во имя свободы прессы и справедливости. Вы теперь имеете отношение к Гильермо Кано, к Эльмару Гусейнову и ко мне. Все мы являемся жертвами унижения человеческого достоинства. И негуманно обращение в виде посягательства на наши основные права. Неуважение к правосудию, пренебрежение и справедливости, и неприятие правды. На самом деле мы, собравшиеся сегодня, чтобы чествовать свободу прессы, должны пообещать, что будем бороться за нее. Весьма символично, что ЮНЕСКО, выступающая в качестве глобального защитника человеческой цивилизации и ее достижений, объединила нас для выполнения этой миссии. Так что же стоит за сегодняшним призывом к действию? Для вас всех отдельных граждан, организаций и государств этот призыв означает встать на защиту правды, не бояться задавать вопросы и мыслить критически, не принимать никаких отговорок и аргументов по поводу узников совести. Общество не может развиваться в отсутствии контроля и критики со стороны его граждан. Расхождение во взглядах – это не повод для заключения человека в тюрьму. Бороться с коррупцией и требовать от ваших правительств и союзников честности и соблюдения законов. Коррупция – это зло, вызывающее глубокую деградацию. Не проходите мимо нее и не поощряйте ее. Не рассчитывайте на безопасность в условиях, когда нет доверия, нет эффективности. Стратегического сотрудничества с партнерами, уважающими международные нормы и соблюдающие свои обязательства. Не бойся, ваша жертвенность стоит того. В этот вечер смиренно принимаю присуждение мне награду, памятуя о той борьбе и тех жертвах, которые были принесены до меня, и о той борьбе, которая еще не только предстоит. Вставайте вместе со мной на защиту свободы и справедливости.
Words for everyone to ponder, words from a prison cell. Thank you, Elmira Ismailova, mother of prize winner Khadija Ismayilova. It's time for us to close this prize award event. This ceremony, and we'll do it by listening to music from Mr. Teppo Salakka and Ms. Victoria Sergienko again.
The piece is called Song for My Brother, and it is composed by Heikki Saaramanto. He's a renowned Finnish jazz pianist and a composer. Thank you, Mr. Teppo Salakka and Ms. Victoria Sergenko. And now, on behalf of Peter and myself, I would like to thank President Sauli Niinistö and Director General Irina Bokova for this award ceremony. And of course, we would one more time like to congratulate Khadija Ismayilova for winning the prize.
And actually thank all the audience as well.
Yes.
Don't we? Because we've had a great day, an important day, considering all the substance we've heard about today. Hope you all have had an equal experience today as we in the audience. And Annika and I, we will see you tomorrow at the adoption of the Finlandia Declaration and the handover to World Press Freedom Day 2017.
That will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in this
Yes.
same hall. So what remains to say is have a great evening. Enjoy the beautiful weather of Helsinki. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.